Thierry Leterre, and I am the Dean of Miami University John E. Dolibois European Center in Luxembourg. And we are an American university. Our home base is in the US, in Ohio, and our name Miami is a little confusing because we all know about Miami in Florida, but actually Miami is in Ohio, and we proudly carry the name of an Indian tribe, the Miami tribe, with which we still have very good and very important relations. In Luxembourg, we have been in the country for now 50 years. And it's been an incredible opportunity to celebrate our 50th anniversary in Luxembourg. In 1968, the university settled its abroad campus in Europe, and Luxembourg had been chosen after that a committee visited different countries, and Luxembourg was chosen as the best place to have a campus abroad. And to this day, this idea that Luxembourg was the best place for Miami abroad is still a very relevant idea.
It's important that it was important for us to have this exhibit here because the Altstadthaus represents this cultural exchange in and of itself between the university across the street and the city of Differdange, and that's a really important relationship. And so we thought it would be perfect to have the exhibit here where our home is in Differdange. And then this is also a wonderful way to kick off this week of celebration, celebrating 50 years in our hometown, because the relationship with Differdange is really important to the university right now, and it's really special that we're able to celebrate this partnership as well.
In the next future, what do we have in terms of projects and development? Well, what we foresee is to have a very different type of education abroad. Like any other program abroad, we are very traditional. We have classes and instruction in class, and also an important chunk of outside of the class experience. What will happen is that more and more technology will play its part. For instance, you can be in Luxembourg and take classes in the US through a technology, and so it will help you actually free time during the day, for instance, for volunteering, for internships, and it's a totally different rhythm where classes play an important role in the education, but not all the role or even the central role of education. So that's one thing that we know. Technology will actually develop in a world where interactions will be different, and we want to leverage the opportunities of technology. Another important aspect for us is to multiply the opportunities for our students to engage in the Luxembourgish society. And this is actually very important. Different ways: volunteering, working with refugees, working with children in Luxembourg, hosting events for the Luxembourgish community, for the community of Differdange, engaging in common projects. One of the things we're particularly proud is that because of our presence in Differdange, now Differdange is a sister city with our hometown in the US, Oxford, Ohio. And that is the kind of project we want to see thrive, for instance, by developing common projects between the citizens of Oxford, Ohio, and the citizens of Differdange in Luxembourg. Another type of project is also to gain professional experience in Luxembourg. What can be better than having an international exposure for young students who will graduate and will seek a job in the US. And it's also not only the education of a future professional, but a citizen of the world, able to work in different contexts. We have an internship program, but we want to develop that. And we also want to bridge the world in exchanging best practices. That's actually our philosophy with what we call service learning, which is volunteering in social settings, but in the context of a class. For those who are not already know that,
D'abord, on célèbre une très grande chose, c'est 50 ans de Miami, ici à Differdange. C'est-à-dire on a énormément de jeunes qui viennent. Pour la ville, c'est quelque chose de fantastique d'avoir une université ici, d'avoir des jeunes ici. C'est bon pour le commerce, c'est bon pour la mixité qu'on a à Differdange, c'est quelque chose de super. Et c'est ça qu'on fête aujourd'hui, les 50 ans qu'on travaille ensemble.
So it happened in the late 1960s and 1968, where one of our vice presidents, John Dolibois, who was of course very famous here in Luxembourg and an ambassador to Luxembourg, eventually thought this up would be a great place for Miami to actually be to have a study abroad. And at that point in time, 50 years ago, it was very different to have a study abroad program. There wasn't many schools doing it, and so we were one of the first ones out there. And over the years, it's just grown and advanced, and the relationships and the friendships with Luxembourg and Luxembourg City and Differdange has just expanded greatly.
Welcome to class, everybody. What was so unique about it is that I think that there was a very, very ripe and rich experience for a young person to have, particularly someone like myself. Like I said, I hadn't really traveled at all. I hadn't really experienced other cultures at all. So it was like a portal opened up.
I was the happiest guy in all the world right here, and I knew it. When you know you're exactly at the right place, at the right time in your life, that's significant.
Ich meine, das ist wichtig, dass junge Leute sich hier abhalten und auch mal wichtig ist auch, dass sie an was in den Host Families angebracht sind, das heißt, sie kriegen da mit, wie wir hier leben, wer das Traditionen sind und ich meine, sie lockern ein bisschen das Ganze ab, aber wir kriegen einen richtigen Mix. Als Studentenstadt und dafür haben wir auch gesagt, dass wir wollen in Zukunft gucken, dass die Stadt hier auch viel mehr studentenfreundlich soll gehen an. Ich meine, das ist wichtig, dass sie werden die ersten gekommen sind, dann haben wir die Lunex gekriegt, dann hoffe ich auch mit der École international auch, dass wir da auch den richtigen Mix kriegen für Studenten, die sich dann hier am Zentrum werden abhalten.
My name is Beth Full, and I am the Fall 2018 co-chair of the Student Faculty Council here at MUDEC in Luxembourg. And I was asked to talk to you a little bit today about what MUDEC and what Luxembourg mean to me. So I never really knew much about Luxembourg growing up, and like many people back home in the States, I thought it was a part of Germany or France, but I am so thankful for the experience that Miami provides to be able to send students for a whole semester or even a full year over the sea to Luxembourg to study and continue our studies in a more global perspective. One of my favorite aspects about Luxembourg that I've come to realize in the past 2 months or so that I've been here is how multicultural this country is. You walk down the street and you hear French, you hear German, you hear Portuguese, Luxembourgish, and also English. And that really helps to make the Miami students feel at home and also is able to allow us to experience and interact with all of those locals that are there around us.
Very often it's fraught with ambiguity if you think about it, because it's people who know who explain to other people who don't know. When our students work with kids in an after-school program, they are not the ones knowing something the kids will not know. They are doing things together. So the future of our projects is centralized around this very core idea that we don't want people to do things only for the others, but with the other, and building and continue to build this true international community that we have fostered over the 5 decades of our existence in Luxembourg. To this extent, Luxembourg is not the place, it's the key to the world.
And I'm so thankful that Miami offers this opportunity for students to come here, because not every school does that. Not every school has a campus where they can send students for extended periods of time to broaden their horizons, because in our modern world, you can't learn about globalization and all the different effects of different countries and different people on yourself and your own country back home. You can't study that in a classroom. And so I'm endlessly grateful for the opportunity that I've had to come to Luxembourg and study the world from a different perspective.